again. So yeah, let's just talk about it. The Despoiler is $110. Now, I looked at this and I'm looking at the old one. I'm like, yeah, they did some stuff to make this a bigger vehicle to justify the price hike. Some people are like, oh, that's great, it makes it more realistic. It's like, it's the fucking Despoiler. There's nothing realistic about this vehicle. And that was the thing. The Despoiler was one of those small vehicles that, you know, they had vehicles at the price points to get people to come in. And, you know, there was the big vehicles for the kids that had all the money, but there were the smaller vehicles for the kids that didn't have all the money. And in fact, usually that's how I did it, was every year I'd buy a vehicle, one of the small ones, look at the catalog inside to see what was available this year. And then decide, okay, what am I going to do next? You know, smart marketing, because, you know, built anticipation without creating FOMO, which is the tactic they use now. Because you missed out when you was a kid, and you're afraid you're going to miss out now. I remember very fondly. I've told this story a couple of times. 1987, I saw Cobra Law, and I said, fuck that. Grabbed a couple like Lieutenant Falcon out back, a couple of guys that looked really cool. And I said, I'm done. Then 8 months later or so, watching TV, I see that Swamp Masher and Storm Shadow version 2 and Shockwave commercial. Loved it. Ended up buying all 3 of those. And before I bought the Swamp Masher though, I grabbed Destro and the Despoiler because it was a little bit cheaper. It was like $2 cheaper. And I'll tell you the truth, I always hated the Despoiler for Destro. I actually ended up giving it to Voltar, and that was his kind of like ride because he's out in the open. Voltar would do stupid shit like that, whereas Destro would not. Destro had a brain. So while I did use the Despoiler, I don't have like the member berries that a lot of people have because I repurposed it. And that's the one thing I think is going on here is that, you know, yeah, that Goldhead Destro, that was pretty damn cool when they did that. It was a great way to bring the character back without violating, you know, just making the same damn figure over again. And chrome metal, back metal was cool. And, you know, again, they brought him forward in the anniversary edition. This is what's killing me about Classified. We've already had the 25th, 30th, and 50th anniversary editions, all of which were recyclings from a Real American Hero. The only time we broke out of that mold was the movies and Pursuit of Cobra. And the movies that were tie-ins, Pursuit of Cobra was at least something else, and it was a lot more fun. But this is boring. And it's been a complaint I've had about Classified for a while, is it just it's rehashing the old. And in some ways I always viewed it as like Hall of Heroes, the 12-inch ones that came out in the late 90s. Because there was a novelty to those. And actually I think I might try to get those again. Rather than try to get any more Classified. Because I seriously am finished with Classified. I'm going to get Airtight. If they ever do Flash, I'll consider it. That's it. I mean, there's just no point. The novelty has worn off, and the ridiculous prices. When they made Tripwire into a deluxe, that was ridiculous. I can almost justify it with Snowjob, but I really think they could have cut that down and made him a regular release. That bugged the shit out of me. I didn't buy him for that reason. Do I regret it? Minorly. What else? There was... You know, it seemed like they made any excuse to make a figure deluxe. Like, I guarantee you they could have done Road Pig if they didn't make him so fat. And then just give him the cinder block and the Damnation Alley road sign for a shield. Would have been just fine. But no, we had to give him a whole bunch of other shit that he never had no business having, and said, oh, he's a deluxe now. Whoopity-doo. And you know what? Every animal pack that I've wanted, I've gotten, because I waited until it went on sale. Because they always go on sale. Which is what kills me about, you know, them raising prices on things nobody's buying. How do you do that? It's... But also it's the recycling. It's just, it's gotten so old. It's the same figures, the same characters that have been done 2, 3, 4 times now. And I'm a little sick of it. I really have started, I'm really feeling nostalgia out, for lack of a better term. You know, this is just, that's all it is. There's nothing else to it. It's just cut and paste. There's no thought or originality. I mean, they named a couple of characters from, I think was it General Mayhem, and there was another one that hadn't been done before, but I was just kind of like, it's almost too late, dude. I mean, the time to do that was earlier, before you ran out. I like the icons here. Like, seriously. It's just a bait and switch. And here's the thing I see that's going to happen with this. That Despoiler is going to sell out because of my member berries. And, you know, they're screwing you over, and people are going to be like, oh God, I got to get it because I remember I had this thing. This was mine. Mine. And I got to get it again. Or maybe I didn't get it the first time. Or the third time. Or whatever. And, you know, oh, I have to get it now. Got to get it now. Got to catch them all. Got to catch them all. And people, I don't know, impulse control. You know, I'll freely admit I've had some impulse control issues, but, you know, at the same time, it's not so bad that I can't, like, pull myself back. But I can't believe that price, and I know what's going to happen is it's going to sell out, because it's one of the only items going to sell out. Ziana and the ugly ass swamp skier is going to stay forever in clearance. When it clearances, that's when people will buy it. The animal, the raptor animal, okay, it's kind of funny, but yeah, I don't see that one selling out very easily. I mean, if Desert Scorpion wasn't going to sell out, that thing ain't going to sell out. That simple. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, you know, obviously Hasbro can't read the market. But then again, they don't give a shit. They already got their sales. But here's the thing, Target's going to buy less, so where are you going to sell it? I know some people are going to say Hasbro Pulse, but even they, I mean, once they start running out, once it starts, you know, clogging up the pipes, it's like, we're going to have to clearance this shit, and then what? Is then they going to learn the lesson? I doubt it very seriously. And, you know, I was sitting here thinking about, I know I made less money than I do now, but God, I would buy a whole lot more toys. You know why? They were inexpensive, and they were good. Like, a prime example, I'm going to move the camera again, and I've done this a couple of times, but I'm going to do it again. Okay, let me move light. It's like, look up here, alright? I mean, that is from Revenge of the Sith. And that figure, of course somebody has to go buy with a loud engine, thank you. That figure, that, I'm not seeing a reason to replace that figure. I mean, almost all of these are from Legacy. Now, these are some of the new vintage collection over here. That's not. That's a HK50, but like right there is Bo-Katan. But right there is also another Legacy figure. That's from the video game, Ram Koda. And you know, there's a mix of Clone Wars back there, and but I mean, you know, this is like the tip of the iceberg of my freaking Star Wars. Yeah, okay, I've got some Black Series back here, but, you know, it's all OT and stuff. And I know everybody goes, oh, well, everything's going 6. I mean, for me, Cape's perfect. Valorverse started it in 6-inch, so that's where it is. I mean, that's, you know, that's the way I look at it. And Savage Crucible, same way. Mythic Legion, the same way. But my God, man, it's I just saw that price today, and I was just like, what the hell is Hasbro thinking? Are they like smoking crack? And if you saw my post, I said put the crack pipe down, and I meant it, because what damn sword is that? I shouldn't be sorting my toys while I'm talking. Sorry. It's not sustainable, because here's what's going to happen. It's going to sell out. Hasbro going to say, oh, we can do this. And you might be saying, oh, it's that one item. Well, here's the thing. Look at what... Okay, Star Wars is a perfect example. They did the sequel trilogy. It was not well received. They knew Star Wars was about to dip out. Then they did The Mandalorian. And it was like, oh, okay, maybe streaming is the way to go. So they started putting everything on streaming. And it progressively got worse the longer it went. And they keep trying. They're going to keep trying to pump out this shit until you buy it. And then when you don't buy it, they're going to be like, huh, well. And then eventually they'll quit making it, of course. But they're not going to believe it until such a time as they really exhaust all possibilities. And that's a damn shame. Because I think we deserve better than that. And I think G.I. Joe deserves better than that. And I think Transformers do better than that. Now, I'm not big on all the retro-carded Transformers, but this was my first Transformer ever. And that's the only reason I got him. And I got him on sale for $11. $27 normal. I got him on sale for $11. I mean, seriously, there are lines I don't even bother with. Classified's in that, unless it's on clearance, I'm not even going to try anymore. And even then, I probably won't even, I mean, I'll give it a look, but I'm not going to necessarily buy into it. Transformers, I never buy, and I grabbed Braun there. That tells you something. I mean, I'm just saying, as a collector, I can't do this anymore. That price tag was just on an item I did not intend to buy either. It's just an item that I saw and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Now, somebody made a joke with me, well, maybe they'll do the blackhead. If you guys remember, there was a black-headed Destro variant in the comic pack. He had a gray outfit with the gold head, and then he had another one that had a black head. I can't remember the reason for that, because that's not how he appeared in the comic. So I can't even remember why that existed, but it did exist, and for a little bit it was like, oh god, this is worth so much money, and it was like for a minute, and then people realized it was about 50-50, so it really wasn't that hard to find. And then, somebody joked with me, well, maybe they'll re-release it with the blackhead, and I was like, yeah, if Lenny remembers that the blackheaded variant exists. And that was an anniversary line, that wasn't in a regular ARH. But to me, this is just so fucking frustrating. It really is, because I know I've talked to a couple of people about it, and it's like, man, if G.I. Joe did a continuation from the 80s, or if they had done a new story, a new toy line, I think a lot of I know there's going to be people who are going to be like, oh, this isn't my G.I. Joe, because you know why? Whenever I started collecting the 3 3/4 inch, my uncle said, that's not my G.I. Joe. Well, yeah, it wasn't made for you. Here's the problem. The new audience isn't there, so they don't know what to do, so they cater to the old one. Oh, there's a lot of loud cars tonight. And in catering to the old one, they just get stuck in this rut. And they can't move forward. There's no ideas. There's no thoughts. It's just, bleh. Okay, look. Here's Toxo Viper. Woo! I mean, really, is Toxo Viper the top of anybody's list? Okay, I want actual Toxo Zombie, but yeah, that's beside the point. That live stream was such shit because they already revealed everything they had on the live stream. So it was like, why are you even bothering? I mean, you got a cargo crew. The cargo crew waving the boxes in. This is your big deal. That was painful. It's painful to watch people like try to act excited over that shit. And it's painful to watch people actually try to present that shit as if it's really good. It ain't. But I suppose too, I mean, I'm in a good place with my collection now. I'm just getting to my space. That's beside the point. But one time soon, I'll have that, and then it will be like, oh, perfect. Yeah, what do you think? I mean, I can't in good conscience buy that Despoiler. I just cannot. Prices are getting too high anyway. You know, I mean, it is really depressing. Because this is kind of what happened in 2014, 15. Was, you know, the prices kept going up, and then the quality went way down. And I know what killed Star Wars was they went back to 5 POA, but they kept the same price. That hurt them. And Joe just ended. Let me see. Legends was about the only thing that kept going. But anyway, I digress. The point being, I don't like seeing where we're seeing, and I would really like it if things changed. I just don't think it will. Hasbro gonna Hasbro. And that's where we're at. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment.